Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Geekdom episode 6. Can you believe it? We're on episode 6, guys. I know it's been a while. We were on vacation for 4th of July. I hope everyone had a good time. If you're in America, enjoying some fireworks, barbecue, family time, boating, beaching, whatever you do. That sounded like a swear word, didn't it? Beaching, not the swear word, just going to the beach. But yeah, we're back. Episode 6. We got so much to talk about. Just a heads up. This is our longest episode. Shannon, what are we doing today?
All right, guys, we have a lot of stuff to get through. We are going to do Captain Marvel, Endgame, Far From Home, Midsomer, Stuber, Yesterday, and Stranger Things 3.
Season 3.
Yes.
I caught it in one day. Stranger Things. I watched it in one day. That's how much excited I was for that.
Same. I finished it in
You
one
did?
day. Yes.
Yeah.
And we will talk about that soon. So we are going to do spoilers for every single one of these, but don't worry if you don't want spoilers. All the timestamps will be in the description. So we're going to start with a spoiler-free review, and then as soon as we're going into that spoiler review, we'll tell you. So look for the timestamps down below. We're live right now, so give us a day. Those timestamps will be there, but we will warn you in the live videos.
Absolutely. And you guys want to know what we were up to? I went to vacation with my wife. We went to Mackinac Island here in Michigan. There's an island up north of Michigan. If you're not from in that area, it's a little island. You bike road. Yeah, like it's like there. It's like right here. If it was, yeah. Anyways, the point is, we went there. It was pretty cool. We rode our bikes around the entire island, watched sunset, got fat, and ate some food, as you do. Fudge. Nice. Fudge is definitely fattening, and it's worth it. Yeah, so we did that, and we hiked and took time out. What did you guys do this July 4th?
It was my birthday, so I went to the beach, worked on my tan.
Funny story about that. I was driving to her birthday, and a storm showed up, and halfway there, she's like, "Yeah, don't come. We're leaving." I was like, "No." But yeah, thunderstorm. What happened? What'd you guys do? I missed it, actually.
Well, we had a nice long birthday party, but you were coming like 6 hours later.
Well, it was 6 p.m. It's normal to come to a birthday party at that time. I was doing other family stuff before then. I did want to make it though.
Yes. Well, you tried. You get brownie points. George came out to my birthday as well. So.
Did you guys go like in the water, or would you guys?
Yeah, we went swimming on Belle Isle, another island.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty sweet. What about you, George?
Swimming.
You might hear me say that a few times because I got a lot of comments saying, "George, we can't hear you."
Yeah, I'll try to be louder. So, let's see. I started off my vacation going up to. I went to Sleeping Bear Dunes actually first.
We were there too.
Really?
That's weird. So we were both at Mackinac at one point and Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Did you
but
go to
missed
Traverse
it by
City
a few
too?
days. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I did that too. Okay, so basically we had the same vacation at different times.
Yeah, we missed each other by like hours or days sometimes, but we were there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. What'd you guys do at Sleeping Bear Dunes? Go on the dunes and walk
we
around?
just walked all the way to the beach, and then we walked back. That was about it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, then we went to the Cherry Festival in Traverse City. It was a lot of fun.
Shoot, we didn't know about it, and when we left, we learned that it was happening like a day or two after, but we already planned on leaving, so we missed it by a day.
Oh no!
Because we didn't even have heard of it, like what Cherry Festival was, until we got there. And they're like, "Hey, are you guys staying for the Cherry Festival?"
The Cherry Festival? That's like what you do.
I mean, I've heard of
like
it,
the biggest
but
thing in Traverse City.
Yeah, like I've heard of it, but I've never been to it, and I don't know when it is. So when my wife and I got there, we heard about it, but we were leaving like the next day or two, so we missed it. But I hear it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great air show, by the way.
Air show?
Yeah.
Like airplanes?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Like they literally made a heart in the sky. Like that was awesome. I thought that was great. But...
That takes probably some skills. I don't think that's easy to do, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, so we went on vacation. Sorry, that's why we haven't been around, but we're back. We're doing like 7 reviews. Shannon caught up to all the important Marvel movies.
Oh my
or
gosh,
close
you guys,
to it.
I've never watched this many movies in a row in my life. I am movied out. Not really, but I watched Captain Marvel, I watched Endgame, I watched Infinity War, I watched Far From Home. I am all caught up on my Avengers.
Well,
not really. There's like 20 more movies.
I think she's missing what? Civil War, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is a big
Ant-Man.
one. You're gonna probably have to see Doctor Strange before the next Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Great.
Ant-Man 1 and 2, Ant-Man 2 definitely.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
Ant-Man was my favorite character in Infinity War.
He has the funniest movies. I think his movie,
great.
actually, Doctor Strange and Ant-Man are. Oh, Thor Ragnarok. She hasn't seen Thor Ragnarok yet either.
Well, yeah, but that one. Well, that'll be important because Thor's alive.
Yeah, right.
Well,
But we'll do that before Thor 4. They're making Thor 4, you guys.
wow.
Thank God. Gosh, I love Thor 3. The first two stunk. Like
Good,
I was
because
bored.
I didn't like them
No,
either.
you will
I fell
love the
asleep
third
in
one.
the theater.
No, the third one is the funniest Marvel movie.
Okay.
So you would really like the third one. But yeah, Thor 4 is coming out. So yeah, you're missing Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, and I forgot what the other movies I said. Ant-Man, I think.
Yep, Ant-Man, Civil War.
I think that's it.
Did you see Black Panther?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay, well,
Okay,
anyway,
there's a lot
she caught
more.
up. She caught up to what
I
she
caught up
needed.
enough for Spider-Man.
Yeah. All right, let's start it off. Captain Marvel, Shannon.
Captain Marvel. Okay, I gotta start this off by saying I really like Brie Larson as an actress. All I had seen her in was this little indie movie called Short Term 12. She is absolutely brilliant in that movie.
Short-term 12.
Short Term 12. Go watch it. It's on Amazon. It's fantastic. It's about kids in foster care, and Brie Larson's a social worker. Love that movie. I watch it at least once a year. When I walked past the Captain Marvel poster and saw that it was going to be Brie Larson, I had to do a double take because I didn't believe that this little indie actor had like shot her way up into Hollywood.
Well, she won an Oscar last year.
For The Room or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Room was good too.
She has the best actors. I mean, she's probably more high caliber than most actors in Avengers
She's good.
series.
She's very good.
How many people have Oscars in the event? I don't think none of them do.
Tony Stark.
No, he doesn't. He was nominated. Robert Downey Jr. was nominated back in the 90s, but yeah, nobody else has an Oscar besides Brie Larson.
So she's great. I like her acting. That being said, this movie was boring. I didn't like it.
But see, that's the thing. Every like superhero origins movie, besides like Doctor Strange, and
I love origin movies.
I don't like them in Marvel. I thought Captain America 1, as much
Okay.
as it's fun to watch them, I was bored. Thor 1, I was bored. Black Panther was entertaining, but again, it wasn't. I don't know. I'm not an origins guy. I think origins are just, oh wait, he has to learn he's a superhero, or she has to learn.
I usually really like them, watch them learn they're a superhero. I really like the old, like all the Spider-Man movies. It's the same story every time, but I still like watching it.
Yeah. See, I didn't like Homecoming that much. I liked it, but again, it's origins. It was cool to see Iron Man in there, so it made it a little bit more entertaining. But I'm not an origins guy. I would compare Captain Marvel 1 to Thor 1 and Captain America 1. Just like same level of origins, where it's like, okay, we're trying to get through this, so she can be in Avengers, or they can be in Avengers. That's what I felt.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so Short Term 12 is a really emotional movie, and Brie Larson plays a super emotional character.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked her. The Room, super emotional movie.
The Room was
what else?
good.
It was good.
I cried in the movie theater watching that.
I believe it. And so that's what I'm saying. She excels at doing the emotional movies. This was a movie about a character with no emotion.
Well, they were okay. So the premise is,
who cast her?
No. So the thing is, you got to remember, she is an emotional person. Except to keep her memories locked and away, they have to keep her from showing her emotions because they're trying to suppress her. She doesn't even know she's from Earth, and the only way to suppress her and keep the memories back.
Yeah, so why don't you cast somebody who's good at being stone-faced? Because the whole movie is her just being
But
stone-faced.
that's the thing. Now that she's
a waste of the talent.
No. Now she's awake because she had to look at the AI. She had to look at Jude Law and say, "I'm done with you." Like, it was a moment of like standing up for herself and being who she's supposed to be. Her best friend's like, "I don't even recognize you. Like, who are you? You're coming off like you don't remember me. You don't remember, like her daughter and like all the stuff she did on Earth. She didn't even know who she was. It's not like Iron Man, who he already had a personality, and that personality played into Iron Man. She literally was told to suppress. Jude Law kept saying to her like 4 or 5 times throughout Captain Marvel, suppress your emotions, suppress it. And even though when she didn't want to, like she was like got in trouble for it multiple times throughout the movie. So that's why I thought it was really interesting, because it's a play on sexism, because like you got to remember, like a lot of like I've been in the financial business side, and girls and women are told don't show your emotions a lot of the times, and that's what a lot of people picked up. There's like kind of like a metaphor for girls to stand up, have emotions, speak your mind. Like that's kind of what Brie Larson and like what the movie is trying to. I'm not saying it's a perfect job, but I got what they were trying to do.
The only sequence that I liked in that movie was the montage of her being a kid and standing up again and again.
Yeah, and she's remembering.
Other than that, I was pretty much falling asleep.
Right, and you're supposed to, because it's supposed to be.
You're supposed to fall
I mean, I'm sorry, like it's not a fun.
Well, it did its job then, because I was so bored.
Because this is not like Infinity War where there's action and comedy left and right. This is
I
a.
don't need the action and comedy. Like Short Term 12 and The Room are very small.
So you're not okay with her memories being suppressed and them telling her not to be emotional. You didn't actually like that subplot.
I don't think I even understood that's what was going on.
That's what was going on.
I was so
Because the
lost and
artificial
bored.
intelligence, the old woman, was her friend, and the artificial intelligence on her neck, the machine that.
I did not get that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I need to have you explain these movies to me when I watch them.
Well, at the first time I saw it, I was like, it's because we rented it again. Stephanie and myself, we liked it, but I didn't really pick it up. But then I rewatched it, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, that's why she's stone faced, because they're trying to control her because she's too powerful. She is the strongest hero in the MCU Avengers. She is.
Yeah.
She like in the comics, she punched a planet and blew it up with her hands. So
I guess I need to watch it again, but I don't think I can sit through it again.
yeah, sorry, we're doing spoilers. If you're watching this, we're like basically laying out Captain Marvel. What did you think of Captain Marvel?
This one's okay to spoil.
I don't know. I thought I already did a review on it.
Did you? I don't think you
I
did.
can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Captain Marvel.
It's not memorable. See?
It's but nor is Thor 1 and Captain America 1. I would
That's
say.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. I guess it was okay. I mean,
Yeah. I think I would agree with that too. I'm not against what you're saying. I agree with you. It's just an okay movie. It's like, okay, now we know who she is. We got her origins out of the way. Now she can be an Endgame and we can kind of catch up.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see what she does next because I like her acting.
What did you think of Nick Fury? Like a young Nick Fury walking around with his two eyes.
that was funny. That was funny.
Honestly, that was the first time I've ever heard of Nick Fury.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
What do you mean? You've seen all the Avengers movies. He's in them.
Did you see the first Iron Man?
Like 10 years ago.
So you just forgot. Okay.
Ooh.
Like a long time ago.
Iron Man 2?
Never saw it.
Avengers 1?
That is a big part of
Avengers 1
knowing
was
about
just
Nick Fury.
it was
I
all
saw
Nick Fury.
Avengers 1 like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But yes, I saw him and I went, oh, that's the red pill or blue pill guy. I love it.
No, that's Morpheus.
Oh.
Is that not the same
That's
actor?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
But isn't it the same actor?
No,
Are you
Samuel L.
serious?
Jackson is
That's
Nick
Samuel
Fury.
Jackson is Pulp
Ooh.
Fiction.
Okay.
And
Alright.
what's the movie with
Snakes
M. Night
on a plane.
Snakes on a Plane? But what's that M. Night Shyamalan movie? Unbreakable. Die Hard. Unbreakable.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce
Yeah.
Willis.
The whole
Yeah,
time I
that's-
thought
No, that's not Lawrence Fishburne.
through
That's
like the 3 movies I've seen Nick Fury and I thought he was the Morpheus guy.
no. Morpheus is in Ant-Man though. That's the funny
You know
part.
what?
He's in
That is
Ant-Man?
true.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Wait,
oh my
as
goodness.
Morpheus?
Yeah.
So they're both in the MCU
They are both
for
in the
different
MCU.
characters, and they do.
So if you had seen Ant-Man, you would know that wasn't him.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
What about? I like the cat scenes, man. They were like so good.
I love cats.
I love cats too, but the cat with like
The
Nick
cat
Fury
with
just
the
like yeah.
That was funny. That was funny.
I thought it was hilarious how everybody was scared of the cat and he didn't understand it.
Well,
He's
he was just like,
"There's
it's a cat,
It's
and
a
then you
fork.
learn it. It's a Firkin, right?
The Morgan.
Which I read. I finally like went back in the comics. There is a real Firkin
Yes,
in
it
the
is in
freaking
the
movie.
comic books.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't know that. I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah, I like the guy. Gosh, he's in Star Wars Rogue One, Dark Knight Rises. He plays the villain, gets killed by Bane. The alien, the green guy, who you think is bad, then you learn he's not bad. He's just like he's just lost his home and they're immigrants, illegal immigrants. What's his name? Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yes. And
He was the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the villain in that. But
Yeah, I
the
really
funny
like
thing
him.
is that he was great in this movie. Like you don't even hardly like
I'm so glad he didn't play a villain. I mean, he
Yeah,
started
I
out
was
as a
gonna say,
villain.
Yeah, and actually, like I'd have to say, I really did like him as that character.
Yeah,
That was
like
very, very good.
yeah, yeah. He's in other movies. He was the main villain. Then you find out he's not actually the villain. Jude Law and her teammates are the villain. Do you remember all that kind of?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So like we like him as an actor. So I thought that he did a. It's like why would I turn into a filing cabinet? That's my favorite.
That was funny.
So, anyways, Captain Marvel, pretty good movie, but again, it's to catch up to the Marvel. I mean, I think everybody watched Captain Marvel because you're like, oh yeah, she's an Endgame. I guess we should watch it. You think that was the reason, mostly?
She didn't even have a big part.
No, she didn't. Speaking of Endgame, parts for Captain Marvel. She's in it for 5 minutes. Gone the movie.
I know. They didn't really put her in Endgame.
I know. They hyped it up like you have to watch Captain Marvel, and then you're like, she's literally. If I didn't watch Captain Marvel,
you'd be fine.
I would be. Yeah, they didn't even explain where she's been.
I honestly feel like it was almost like you need to watch Captain Marvel more for. Never mind. That's too many spoilers. We'll go into that later.
Okay. We can do spoilers. We're doing Endgame spoilers.
Okay. Well.
Should we switch into
yeah, let's go to Endgame.
I'm going even.
Okay, we're going into Endgame. Take it away, George.
Okay, so what did
spoilers?
Hang on.
No, go. You're talking. Just go.
Okay,
so
finish. The what I thought of Captain Marvel, she didn't do hardly anything in Endgame, and like she was basically like the biggest scene she was in was really the fight with Thanos. And
even in the beginning, I was like the old Thanos before. Yeah. Like they went back in time, like Back to the Future.
He looked way younger. But
anyways. He looked way younger. He's only 1,005 instead of 1,015 years old.
I think they got rid of some wrinkles. You know, I don't know. But he it almost did look like they went back to closer to the original model of Thanos.
Yeah.
When they did that, which did make him look different and younger. Like there was less texture to him, I guess. I didn't like that too much, but I mean, maybe he hadn't had as many battles or something. I don't know.
He was the old Thanos was way more violent and like angry than the Infinity War Thanos is like a philosophical guy.
Yeah,
who's like, I'm not really evil. This is just what needs to be done to prevent the universe's resources and people. Yeah. Like he's like more talking, but then you see him in Endgame. He's like, I'm gonna kill you and everyone you love, and I don't like you, and get in my way. You're gonna die. Like his first scene is with that giant sword. There's like blood all over it.
Yeah,
and he walks in, and you're like, oh my gosh! Like, I know it's Thanos, but he's not the same Thanos.
No,
it's like when he got the gems, he was happy, but then he learned that when he did accomplish this, they're going back in time to prevent the snap. And when he learned that, he just went psychotic. Like he just was like, let's murder. I'm just gonna destroy your planet. Earth is for sure done now. Yeah. Because you guys
not even half the population, like the whole thing.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're all like I was gonna be graceful and like only let half of you live, but because you made me so pissed off, I am going to decimate your little puny planet into nothing. Yeah. And you're like, good God, like you're not the same Thanos at all. But I liked that. I liked that a lot about Thanos in this movie, where he was just like raw power and raw anger.
Yeah, it made you a little more willing to be mad at him and want to fight him.
Let's go a little.
Thanos, you felt bad for him.
Yeah, like the first one you're like, I kind of get.
I can see where he's coming from.
That's the best line in the movie. Like when Thor walks in and he's like, I went for the head, and chops his head off. I was like, oh my gosh, like. Thor was like meant business. He was like, my mission is to kill Thanos and get fat. And he did it. He's like, oh, I killed Thanos. Okay, I'm gonna go in that village, play some video games with my buds. Got the beer belly.
That was so funny. Him threatening those kids.
Listen, what is it? Like Noob Master?
Yeah.
Listen up, you Noob Master 69. If I find out where you live, I'm gonna come into your mom's basement and I'm gonna kill you.
So I love how this is so funny. I love how this entire movie's like a Back to the Future style plot.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then they directly referenced my favorite movie, Back to the Future, in the show.
And they trash talk it.
And they trash talk it. So Back to the Future is
still
just
the greatest movie of all time.
But I thought that okay.
So
like,
your plan to save the world is based on Back to the Future? Yeah, it is.
Ant-Man has the best lines in this movie.
Ant-Man was my favorite.
He's
character.
like eating tacos, and then Nebula and like Rocket Raccoon land, and like the tacos
It
fly
just
away.
blew away. Like
And
all
then
he had was
Hulk-
the shell, I think.
And then Hulk gives him another taco, and they just come like walk away. Like
There was a big meme that came out about that. That was
Really?
absolutely hilarious. Yes.
I don't remember.
About like I don't remember exactly how it was, but like it showed like the difference between or maybe I can't remember, but it was really funny meme and involved that with Hulk giving away taco.
Professor Hulk giving taco to Ant-Man. My favorite Ant-Man line is gosh, you made me forget now. No, come back. No. Oh, I lost it.
You'll get it back. So
Yeah.
should we go into spoilers for Endgame?
Oh, we're already in spoilers.
Oh,
This is
already,
all literally. I mean, if
Okay, it's
you
all
haven't seen the
spoilers?
movie, they go back in time.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Man, that Nebula Iron Man scene where they're just on the ship and like the fuel and resources are dying.
Oh yeah.
It was
That was so sad.
Oh my gosh,
No, not just
so
sad.
much happened in this movie.
like that. Like it was such a. This Endgame really surprised me because these movies aren't emotional. They're like fun.
They're supposed to be.
Very
Action.
emotional.
No, not this emotional. We're talking about like lion kill and like Mufasa dying. I'm scarred for life, kind of like emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like just the moment of just like Black Widow who's watching Hawkeye is just completely lost it. He's just going around murdering people because his entire family is gone, and like Black Widow's trying to find him and trying to give him hope again, and then the fight sequence between like who's gonna jump off the cliff to save who, and like Black Widow
That
and
was
Hawkeye are like trying to beat each other to their death.
Yeah.
So like you're just watching this. It's like they love each other. Like both of them. He's like, no, I'm doing this for you, and she's like, no, I'm doing this for you. And eventually, Black Widow, of course, kills herself to save Hawkeye, but he's not even happy about it because he's like, just everyone is just so shocked. The scene with old Nebula versus new Nebula, who's like changed, was so like like that's just
That was
fun.
Yeah.
Like what they did with that, and Gamora's like, wait, what happens to us like in the future when and Nebula's like, well, we hate each other and we try to kill each other, then somehow we forgive each other and become friends and eventually sisters. What a powerful line that was to hear Nebula like talk to Gamora, and then Gamora, who's been like, if you watch Guardians 1, like Gamora's always been trying to like have a connection with a Nebula. It's a Nebula who's been like,
she's always been fighting because she's always
Like,
second best
yeah.
to her, and so she's always trying to beat her
right.
all the time, literally like fight her,
Right.
which is crazy.
And so when Nebula's like, oh yeah, we become sisters, Gamora doesn't even blink. She's like, cool, let's go stop Thanos. Let's go stop that. Like she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really like interesting stuff, and like watching Star-Lord connect with Gamora, and he thinks his Gamora,
Yeah.
and he's like, and she just kicks him in the in the balls. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. But like, and he's like, but he doesn't realize like that's not Gamora.
his,
She's dead because she died in Infinity War. And then Nebula's like, wait, he's the one? And he's like, yeah, it was him or a talking tree. And it's like, oh.
That was a good line. But come on, it's Chris Pratt. If you don't want him, I'll take him.
Well, she never really, I don't know. Did she really?
Star-Lord.
Did she? I don't know if Gamora really liked. I guess there was like tension that he did kind of sort of like him.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like until Infinity War where you finally saw them get together.
That's true.
And then at the end, she like flies off. It's like, oh, we stopped Dad. Like, bye. And then like you see a Star-Lord. Like, where did Gamora go? They're all like looking for her. So I guess that's what Guardians 3 is gonna be, trying to like find Gamora and like
Is
him
it
trying
Guardians
to.
3?
Oh yeah,
Or
with
is it
Thor.
Thor 4?
Oh, you mean as
Ooh.
Guardians of the Galaxy? You guys should fight for it, like a knife battle. Nobody's knifing anybody. It's like, because clearly we know who would win, right? It's like you, of course, you. When Thor is talking to Star-Lord, it's like, yes, of course, You're the leader.
That was so funny.
Oh,
All right,
man.
let's talk about it. What did you think of Endgame? Sorry, I'll just.
No, you're good. Yeah, it was one of the better movies I've seen from Marvel. Definitely, it was fun. It had a really interesting plot. I loved all the back and forth in time stuff. I mean, Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time. So, and Back to the Future 2 and 3. So, this was playing on all of those tropes. Ant-Man brought a lot to this one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ant-Man, but now I want to see it because he
They're-
was funny.
No, the movies are hilarious.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they're just funny. They're not. They're like Guardians of the Galaxy. They're just fun.
Okay.
They're not serious.
Yeah.
Like to anything. They don't really.
I could
evolve.
tell that because
Yeah.
it was just a total comedy.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is so good.
Yeah,
He is so good at
I
Ant-Man.
never liked him in anything until this. I loved him in this. He was so funny.
Dinner for
Phoebe's
I've not
Phoebe's
seen that.
boyfriend from
I-
Friends.
I forgot he was Phoebe's boyfriend. from
Yeah, he was in the
Friends.
last episode
I
last
do remember that. I do
season.
remember that now.
He's hilarious.
I can't remember what I didn't like him in, but now that I've seen him in Ant-Man, I think he's really funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember what scene I was talking about when they're like, when like they want Ant-Man to take a picture with the kids with the Hulk,
Yeah.
the restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
and it's like, do you want a picture with
Wanna make
Ant-Man?
with
And
me?
then Hulk's like,
Ant-Man.
oh no, you're gonna hurt his feelings. Like, he's like, they don't know who I am. It's okay. They don't. It's like, take the freaking phone and get away from me. That was one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, Ant-Man's really good. Ant-Man's really us, like coming into the Avengers and trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
That makes
Because
sense.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's just like, who are you people? What are we doing? What's going on? I think I mean a lot of the moments of going back in time, like watching what do you call Iron Man talk to his dad? Like
Yeah.
in the
that was-
base.
That was oh my
What a
goodness.
scene.
Wow.
What a scene.
When
Like
they're both talking about being a dad, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
and like he's talking about him. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
so scared. I wanna he's not even born yet, but I wanna give him the world. And he's like, holy crap, he's talking about me.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
catch that when I saw it the first time. I didn't realize that was his
You
dad
gotta watch
talking
it
about
again.
him.
Yeah. That's
That
his
makes
dad.
more sense now. Okay.
And they're like, he tried to do his best. Because like looking back, Iron Man really like Tony Stark never really got along with his father.
Yeah.
But looking at him in his new light,
Okay.
like after he's dead and gone, he's like, he tried to do his best. What a powerful line. What a send-off for Tony Stark to be. And then you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see him be a father to Morgan. Oh wait.
That was sad. That was hard.
That's easily like I was so depressed. For like
Yeah.
like literally 2 weeks. I was just like
For
I'm-
Morgan. For
no,
Morgan.
no, just for watching my favorite character.
Yeah.
Not only did he go, he went in the most sacrificial, hard. Like he never had a family, but now he's married with a kid, and then he died.
And
Yeah.
he didn't want to go back in time. He didn't want to save everyone.
He's like, this is it. He's like,
I'm happy now.
he's like, you gotta understand, I have a lot to lose if we do this because now I have a daughter, I have a wife, like I have a legitimate family, and Captain America's like, yeah, I get it, but like he looks at Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is like talking about that, like how we lost. I went back in time and like watched every scenario, like millions of 14 million something. Like how many did we win? And he's like 1. And then Tony Stark looks at Doctor Strange and he goes, is it gonna happen? Is this the one? And he's like, if I tell you, it won't happen. And like he grabs it and he changes the gauntlet arm and then he snaps it and he's like, I have to do it. And once he did that, it was like it was over. Like he knew he had to die. But he's like, you know what? I'm saving everybody in it. And then you're like watching him die, but you're like, you don't want to believe it's actually happening because you're like, please, for the love of God, don't kill Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, they're doing it. This is it. And then you're
It was
just like
Endgame.
devastated. Like, like where Spider-Man was like, Mr. Stark, like we won. Like we got everybody, we won. And then like Pepper Potts like kind of pushes him away. And then he's like, you can see like life going out of Iron Man's eyes, like Tony Stark's. And like you hear Pepper Potts like, hey, it's okay, you can go. Like me and Morgan, we're gonna be okay. And she's like holding back her emotions. What acting, man! Like she's like trying not to cry because like he's about to die, and she's like letting him know everything's okay, nothing. But then like when he does like the life leaves his eyes, she just bursts, like she holds that back to tears, and then cries.
Man,
like
you're gonna make me start tearing up.
it's emotional. Endgame is like Endgame is probably the most like I don't like. There's really fun parts. I love the Back to the Future stuff, but then Captain America going back in time, coming back and like finally getting to be with Pepper Potts, which he's wanted for
Wait,
what?
Pepper Potts?
I mean,
Wait,
sorry.
what?
What's her name? What's her name? Sorry. What's her name?
Yeah, who was that girl?
Peggy. Peggy.
Yeah,
Peggy from Captain America 1.
Yeah.
His love of his life. He went.
Yeah.
He got frozen in time, and then woke up like 60 years
Oh,
later.
yeah.
So he's like, screw it. Like, I'm going to put all the gems back and I'm going to go live my life. And then he comes back and as an old man and he gives the shield to Falcon. He's like,
But he doesn't even come back. He just was there.
He was just there the whole
By
time.
that
Right?
time, yeah.
Right. And you just like, you see that ending for both. Like, two of my favorite characters are just out of the MCU. Captain America and Iron Man are just completely like gone. Like, there's no more. And I don't know like what the MCU even looks like. Even watching Spider-Man, I'm like, you can like you look at the people, like what they could do with Avengers, with Doctor Strange and Black Panther and Captain Marvel. But I'm sorry, these people just aren't as interesting as it was with Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I think this is for me personally. I think this is like I'll keep watching like Marvel's movies because they're good if they're good, but I don't think I'm gonna be as invested as I was with Iron Man and Captain America in it. I don't think I'll even care as much as I did about the next Avengers movie or whatever they do.
Yeah.
You know what part hit me the hardest?
Mhm.
Ironically, at the very end of the movie, after the credits, they had a Stan Lee tribute.
They didn't play that with us. That's a new scene that they added.
Okay.
So you saw it. There was no end credits in that
you
Endgame.
guys.
I heard they did that, but I'm like, I'm not watching it.
Do you know what they said? They flash up on the screen. Iron Man, we love you 3000.
Oh, that was there. We showed the.
Or
I think
Stan Lee, we
the,
love
the,
you
the segment.
3000.
Oh, Stan Lee.
Stan
No, that
Lee,
wasn't
we
there.
love you 3000 at the and then they play his montage.
You were thinking. I think you were thinking the next movie.
Yeah, they showed. I think they did add extra scenes to Endgame. I know
Yeah.
at the very end. Recently, like a week or two before Spider-Man came out. I just haven't seen it. I'm not spending.
It was a long movie. Endgame was like close to 3 hours, I think. It was so
No, it is 3 hours. They had
Oh
so much
my
to get through.
gosh.
They had to get through each character having their personal, like Captain America getting his ending, Iron Man getting his ending. God, that funeral scene kills me.
They could have made this into 2 movies.
They
Easy.
did.
They did, and it was still this long.
They should have made this into 6 movies. It was long.
It's enough. I think. I mean, just knowing what Infinity War and Endgame has accomplished. It's probably never been done before. I don't think what Infinity War and Endgame has done for comic book movies, for movies in general. I mean, so many stories come together for 10 years. They've been building and building and building to this climax. And they could have really screwed up Endgame. Like I was like, I was like looking at like after Infinity War and like just knowing like what they were gonna do, you're like, they could really mess up Endgame and not give people what they wanted, and they nailed it. They nailed Endgame. Like
They
to
did
the
nail it. They really did.
T. Like while introducing Captain Marvel and new characters and Doctor Strange and Black Panther and Spider-Man, at the same time giving these original Avengers their ending and their story, like to kind of like see them out. Like Black Widow, like Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, they're not coming back. We have Thor, sure, but like outside of that, the original Avengers are done. They're not gonna be in other movies after this. So like just like this could have gone really badly and it didn't. Somehow they accomplished it,
It's like the last time we had this many characters come together in a big story was like the Greek myths.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
still a series, like a few films.
But like
that was 2 or 3.
Anyways,
Yeah, no,
But like
you're right.
the Greek
Anyways,
myths
big.
would have been the last time we had this many stories come together, and somebody's going to correct me in the comments and come up with another one. But and one of these is even from this Thor is a Greek or
He's a Greek god.
he's
Yeah.
a god.
God.
But when you had like Zeus and Poseidon and all of them, they all had their individual stories, and then they kind of came together.
You're talking Percy Jackson.
I mean, yeah, yes, but no.
You're
And then
right.
there's
But
a
it's
few operas that I think bring that many characters together.
Yeah.
But none of us have heard of them. So
man, Captain America picking up Thor's hammer. How epic is
was
that
awesome.
moment? Like my
I knew
theater,
you could do it.
Yeah.
my theater erupted when Captain America picks up Thor's
Yeah,
hammer.
same.
I didn't
Same.
know he
We were
wanted
like
to.
people were clapping.
He didn't want to
and,
either.
like,
He was just
shouting. It was
slapping.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the only person that's worthy is somebody who is pure good and pure
Oh.
worthy of nobody can just only Thor has picked up the hammer.
Huh.
And like only someone like worthy of that stature of worthiness, and Captain America like was always worthy because he's freaking Captain America.
Yeah.
So when he picks up the hammer, everybody's like, well,
Yes!
obviously.
Yeah.
And then like all the like he picks it up and like Avengers and like he's about to go at Thanos. He has the hammer, the shield is broken, he's bleeding, and he just looks at Thanos. Well, I'll just die. I don't care. I'm gonna fight you till I die. It doesn't matter. And he's about to, and then you hear Falcon say on your left, and all the Doctor Strange like portals
Yeah.
start opening up, and then you see the army and Spider-Man and the Guardians and Black Panther and everybody just come out like one by one because they
Yeah.
snap them back, and it's just like they're running, and Thanos is like, oh god, like what do you do with that information, and like just like that coming together of like Avengers and all the heroes and Thanos and his army like about to clash probably might be one of the greatest things probably ever put on screen.
Wait a minute.
This,
I'm forgetting somehow. How did everybody get back?
they snapped them back. Well,
Who
Hulk
did?
did. Hulk did.
Hulk did. Okay.
Iron
Yeah,
Man
that was,
snapped the army.
that
like
was
if
the
you-
thing that
Thanos and his
confused me because I remember seeing Hulk snap his fingers and then he's like, I tried, and like that.
No, it worked because Hawkeye picks up the phone and hears his wife on the other line. Remember?
Okay, yeah.
I know
I
Goose
forgot a few
fast
things. It's been a
because-
while.
Yeah, like so Hulk snaps, everybody comes back, but they don't know it yet because nobody
Yeah.
knows yet. Like they're just like, well, did
Exactly.
it work? But then like the best way to tell us is Hawkeye gets the phone call from his wife who got snapped, and he picks up the phone and just starts crying because he realizes his family's back. And
suddenly,
then Thanos and of course the old Nebula who sabotaged everything. Like
Okay, that was-
destroys the Avengers building.
that was something that was amazing. Also, was how Nebula ended up, killing Nebula.
Well, that's what they said. Back to the Future is not time travel in this movie because
Yeah.
the Back to the Future line is if you kill yourself in the past, your future past dies. While in this movie, your past is now the future.
Yeah.
So if you kill your past, you don't die. Which Ant-Man's like, well, is Back to the Future just a bunch of BS? That's what they're trying to tell us.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how time travel works here. Time travel here, if you kill yourself in the past, you don't die anymore. Like your future continues, and you see that with
Exactly.
Loki. Loki's alive.
It's just multiple futures, really,
Right.
at that point.
Well, alternate timelines.
Yeah.
Which I think we're gonna
Okay.
get. We're gonna get in because even like they've announced that Loki's back, and I think Gamora's back, even though Gamora's dead.
Yeah.
Nebula's still alive, even though Nebula is dead.
Speaking of alternate timelines, they kind of throw us they make it sound like there's going to be that in Far From Home.
Well, they did, then they didn't,
Ooh,
because it was a Mysterio just lying. All right, let's talk about Far
Let's
From
talk
Home.
about Far From Home.
I can go on about Endgame
Guys,
because it's so good, but
I went and bought a Spider-Man shirt because Far From Home was so good.
I did not.
I watched it. Does that count?
We saw it. We liked it.
I've always loved Spider-Man. I loved all the Sam Raimi movies. I loved Amazing Spider-Man. I loved the Spider-Man movies.
I like
Into
one-
The Spideyverse was great.
I only like one Sam Raimi movie, Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. I hated the first one, and then definitely I don't like the third.
The third one was.
Yeah, well, I don't think
I like
anybody
the
liked
first
the third
two.
one. Have you seen the old Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie?
I think I might have in the past. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Emo Spider-Man.
It's been a
The
while.
dance.
That was horrible. But I've always liked Spider-Man. He's always been my favorite superhero. So I was excited for Far From Home. And yes, I would not have had a clue what was going on if I hadn't watched Captain Marvel, Endgame, and and Infinity War. That was a lot of homework to do, but it was worth it for Far From Home.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you
I would
guys
say
think?
so. Well, we did a non-spoiler review. You guys can watch. So let's just do a spoiler review, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love the opening where those kids are like, this doesn't make sense. Like, my little brother, he was like little, and then I disappear, and I come back, and now he's like taller than me. It's like, it makes sense. And they're like kind of going back and forth in the
Oh
video.
my gosh, the way
Like, no, it doesn't.
the way this movie opened with the terrible PowerPoint slide.
Yes!
That was
so
hilarious.
good. Whitney
Oh my
Houston
goodness.
with Getty images written on the
Yeah.
candles. Oh man, that was hilarious. That was every PowerPoint presentation.
You
in
like,
high school.
yeah, let's. You've
My
been wanting to talk about this for like 2 weeks.
Point in it, yes, I've been wanting to.
Okay,
Was
talk about it.
when the band reappeared in the middle of
Oh,
the basketball game.
game.
I loved it. I loved it. That was so awesome.
They're like playing basketball,
All
and
of a
they're
sudden
still
they're-
like with the band.
They hit the band members. That was so good. That was so funny. What a way to start it.
I agree.
And
I thought that was really good too.
Like those two characters that do the school announcements were hilarious together. They were really funny. Like that was high school. That's the high school I went to.
I love Ned. I love Ned as a character.
Ned's
I
a
love
great
Ned as what they do with him and like that sidekick role. I love what they like him and her were dating for like a summer fling or whatever. The chick
Yeah.
in the video
That was so funny. That was so.
That was
That
a
was
boy,
so funny.
and that boy
has become a man.
has become a man.
It's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I know we said like we'll have the bachelor life in Europe and go talk to your gringos, but like I found love, man.
Those were the
It's like,
ideas of a boy.
That was so hilarious.
Ned could have his own movie, and I'd watch it.
I think like what they did with Nick Fury and Spider-Man in this movie was really interesting in the sense that like now there is a hole. Like I think they pointed out it's like, okay, well, Iron Man's gone, the Avengers are done. Like somebody has to step up, and Iron Man died for you, so of course you have to step up. And he's like kind of thinking about it. Like it's really cool that Iron Man is Uncle Ben in this series.
Oh yeah,
He's Ben. He's Uncle Ben.
He is
Responsibility, his tech, his everything.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
How did you forget about that?
I forgot about Uncle Ben.
Oh,
I just forgot
I thought you
about-
said you forgot about Iron Man like being. I was like, you just watched it. Yeah, the concept of just like Tony Stark dying for Spider-Man, like Tony Stark literally left his entire empire to a teenager boy, like like
Right.
Mysterio says, is like, and who gets the greatest tech in the entire like
Some-
it's this kid, and like I thought that was really interesting that even Happy and Pepper Potts and like everyone are like, okay, like he is the new technically Iron Man, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want that responsibility. He's still like, well, I'm still in high school. I just want to go
On
and
vacation.
ask. Yeah, he's like, I just want to go ask out MJ and
Yep.
like have fun, be a high school kid. I still like that responsibility theme line for Spider-Man is
Mhm.
always such an interesting concept, and to take it in this new place and like just watching. I mean, I saw the twist coming. I know you said you didn't.
I didn't. I've never read the comics, so that completely threw me off.
So you didn't know Mysterio was gonna turn.
No, I had no idea.
Did you catch those? We talked about how there was one scene that was really cheesy, but the movie wouldn't make sense without it. Did you catch that scene? It was right after the bar. Right after Spider-Man walks out of the bar,
And he
Mysterio-
turns around
Yep.
and looks into the camera and he says, how easy was that? And he smiles.
Yep.
That was great. I loved it.
You didn't like it?
I thought that whole scene where
Cheesy.
he was
It was
introducing all the characters that had been
I liked it.
like kind of disgruntled employees
yeah.
throughout the entire MCU.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little cheesy, but I mean, he had to do introductions
but here's
so
the
that
thing.
you know who they were.
But here's the thing. This is my biggest question. It works in the moment, but when you think about it, it really doesn't. If he was such a high up, like Tony Stark employee, then people would be like, "You're not Mysterio. You're that disgruntled guy who created that technology. Why didn't nobody recognize him?"
That's a good
He had
point.
his face obscured in
No,
a
he
moment.
didn't. He
No.
looked exactly the same.
No, because he pulled it off, and
Well, Nick's not there.
Nick's not
But
there.
somebody had to
Somebody-
know.
Okay, maybe
Because he shows
maybe
his
the
face to the
aliens
public.
just really weren't that smart.
Like they show a video camera where they're like, he looks like the new Iron Man and like Thor combined, they're watching his face
Yeah.
like on video. You don't think anybody that worked for him at
That's
like
a good
Stark
point.
Industries would have been like, that's not Mysterio. That's the guy who Tony Stark fired like 10 years ago. You're telling me nobody recognized him? That's a huge plot hole.
Wow.
Or did he just continue to pretend to be their friend?
No.
Did he quit or did he get fired?
He got fired. Tony Stark fires him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they said like Tony was like, and what did he call it? What did he call it? Fart machine or something?
Barf.
Barf machine.
Barf.
I'm like something dumb, and he called it barf. Like there's millions of employees at Stark Industries. It's basically Apple, right? So like nobody was like, he's not from an alternate timeline. That's that stupid guy with the technology. He's not even probably flying. He's probably.
That's why he had his face obscured in that helmet thing.
But he didn't. He showed a video of his face on the
Yeah.
news channel. Spider Monkey.
Because after he ended up like defeating that one
monster, the water monster.
Maybe he.
The demon monster.
Yeah.
The volcano.
Elemental.
The metal one.
That's my only problem with it. Is like
Yeah.
somebody would have
That's a
known
good
that
point.
was him.
I mean, I can't name anyone at Apple other than Steve Jobs. Like,
but the people who work there, who probably know multiple people,
That's
would
true.
be like, he's not a superhero, and he's not.
maybe that'll be in the next movie.
Yeah, like if I just like a lot of people don't know me, but if I started flying around, I'm sure one of my friends would be like,
Wait a
"That's
minute.
Fahad." Like, what the heck?
right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
a
or
good
like
point.
you. One of us would recognize you. I'm
Yeah,
sure you went
that's
to
true.
high school and middle school and college friends and work friends. Somebody recognized you. Like the fact that nobody on the planet recognized Mysterio bugged me. I was like, that's
That's a
stupid.
good point.
Like somebody.
Wait, who talks to him in this movie other than whatever her name is,
Yeah, but
Robin?
anybody would go on
Nick
Facebook and
Fury.
Twitter and be like, "That's not Mysterio."
Wait, but we haven't gotten to that part of the story yet because he only reveals his face after the credits at the very end.
Nope. Watch it again. If you do, he revealed his face
during the metal monster thing.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
many times. He just puts his face out
he
there.
goes into the monster.
What they should have done, and I think it would have saved the movie because this is the biggest plot hole. When he was fighting those monsters, he should have just had the big fishbowl helmet
On
thing
the whole time.
the whole time,
Right.
because that would have capped it. But then you'd be like, well, somebody at Shield, one of the biggest spy agencies in the world, couldn't Google his face recognition and find out he worked for Stark Industries.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? You have like high tech weapons, creating Spider-Man a new black costume over there. But you couldn't like Google search.
And he's very.
Well, maybe he actually did go. He's a tech guy, right? Maybe that he went in and got rid of himself from all the databases. I think they might have mentioned him saying something about that.
There's no way that people just got their memories erased.
Well, not memories, no, but
somebody could
databases.
just, yeah.
So like
okay,
he might have technically disappeared like entirely.
Right, but it's still a huge plot hole. Somebody could just go on Twitter and Facebook. But okay, besides that, like that's my only that's the only thing that takes my rating down just a bit because it's such a stupid thing that you messed that up. But like besides that, I did like what they did with Matrix type special effects where Spider-Man didn't know where he was.
That was cool.
Like that's pretty neat stuff. Like illusion, visuals, and what they did, what Mysterio did with messing with Spider-Man, pretty freaking awesome.
The VFX, yeah, incredible. That was worth going to the theater to see this. The VFX are awesome.
Yeah, and I think Marvel is really good. Like I said, look, even in Captain Marvel, watching like Captain Marvel fly through those ships and just blow them up, like was really awesome to watch, even in theaters for Captain. Yeah, the movie's slow in the beginning, but the last 20-30 minutes, effects are top-notch level. Watching Brie Larson just like light up, like with that lightning superhero, whatever she is inside of her, or watching the Mysterio scene like you're talking about here, Endgame, the entire battle scene, like Marvel's effects literally are like one of the best. They have the best artists when it comes to visual and effects, and you see it on screen. Like even I was like impressed, like watching all the drones that they created to make the visuals to like all the monsters that were fake, and how the drones would, because I saw it twice, and so I was like, wait, if they're all just fake, wouldn't it be like, well, that building is still there, but the drones were shooting weapons and blowing it up, but it just looked like a monster was hitting it. instead of a drone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
And like watching Spider-Man's like, oh god, it's fake, and he flies into the monster, and then he takes the web and connects all the drones together.
That was cool.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio's like, something's off, and he's like, it's probably just a bird or something. He's like, no, put the camera on, and you see Spider-Man jumping from drone to drone, and he's like,
so cool.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I can see this movie again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I don't. Okay. My other thing is I don't like MJ. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't see the chemistry between them. I don't know.
it's supposed to be that awkward geeky chemistry.
Like zero chemistry.
Exactly.
Like I'm like, why? Like you guys don't have anything in common. And she was in the background the first movie, and then at the very end she's like, oh yeah, people call me MJ, and that was the ending of first. Like
she should have been in the first movie a lot more.
Like there's no like.
She's a good actress.
She is
something to do.
Yeah, but like,
I guess the good question is how did Spider-Man start liking her?
That's the question.
That's a
because he liked the other girl the first movie.
Yeah, he did like the other
He's
girl
like,
the first
I like
movie, and
MJ.
then all of a sudden, like straight, like directly into this movie, all of a sudden he's talking about he wants to go like talk with her,
and you're like,
take her
right.
places.
Like, and I'm like, why don't you
like,
set that up before saying
he
he just likes her? Why don't they start talking?
Yeah, they didn't set
and like they didn't set up anything. They were just like, oh yeah, that's MJ. Oh yeah, now Spider-Man likes her.
Maybe they'll do something with it good in the third movie.
I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna even try to show that.
It was funny when they tried to swing with her, and she was like, "I'm never doing that again."
Oh yeah, that's the one thing that I saw in the old Spider-Man movies. I'm like,
no, that would be horrifying.
Yeah, like nope, never doing that again. Nope.
Also, that should be a Cedar Point ride because I want to try that.
You know,
Universal, get on that.
If you're watching Universal, hey, you know.
Wait, who owns Spider-Man? Disney?
I think so.
Or does Sony still own it? Oh well, whoever.
No. Sony still owns. It's both.
Well, it's like a mutual.
It's like a mutual thing.
Okay.
They have an agreement.
Disney, new idea for a ride: Spider-Man swinging me.
I'm sure they've thought about it. I'm sure they have. I don't know if they just
Spider-Man swing. It would be fun.
Anyways, the point is, like, I just don't see them. She's dark and kind of weird, and he's like geeky and kind of maybe opposites attract.
That's probably why they
like each other because they're
like each
completely
other
opposites.
because they're both kind of misfits.
They're both geeky.
So,
and weird.
you know, it's
Peter tries to do the right thing even if he gets in trouble. I think MJ is just like this dark weirdo emo. Like, you know, she's like, I want the Black Dahlia, the murderer from Paris flower. Like, she's just weird emo girl. Like, I'm like, what is the connection? Like, I don't understand. And like, she was in the background.
She's very pretty, though.
I mean, that's not the point I'm trying to make. Of course she's
but
pretty.
That's probably why he's 16.
That's true.
What do 16-year-old boys like?
I mean, I felt more for Ned's relationship than I did for Peter and MJ.
That was true.
How did that happen?
She was
I don't care.
So weird.
She was so annoying. The girl was so good at being an annoying teenage girl.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I liked when he was trying to get the picture because like he was trying to get the new suit, and that woman in Europe is like, and he takes a picture of him. So he sends out a Tony Stark like drone, and he's like trying to erase, but instead he sends out like an assassin kill against this in the bus. And he knocks out Flash by accident. Like, give me that right now. It's like, and then Nick Fury is like, what did he say? He said, it's like, oh really? Like you think you're too above this? Aren't you the one who almost got one of his like co-peers killed in a bus? You called a kill shot? I thought that was really funny.
Oh, I also thought it was
That's
funny
hilarious.
when Mysterio flies up next to Spider-Man and he goes, Nick Fury felt bad. He
You
just wanted
didn't.
me to make sure that you
That
felt
was
that
a
you
lie.
were okay.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's like, really? Don't you guys have sarcasm on this planet?
And he's like basically lying through his teeth. He was a good
He said he
character.
was being sarcastic. I
Yeah.
really liked him. I wish he hadn't become the bad guy.
Well, he is
he
Mysterio.
was sweet. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to see because now we know he's alive because he sends out that stupid video of saying like Peter Parker tried to kill me and blah 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 blah. And like you get J. Jonah Jameson back from the original Spider-Man movies. Get me Spider-Man pictures. He's like back. He's the same actor.
Oh,
Who
really?
plays him? Yeah. I was freaking. Did you hear me scream?
I did.
Screamed at that scene.
No.
I was like, yes.
What
There were a
movie
lot
was
of
he
people
in?
cheering. For
All
that,
the Sam Raimi movies. He's
Oh,
the
that's awesome.
he always telling Peter Parker to go find pictures of Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's the same actor. He's the same actor from those movies.
I didn't realize that.
And
That's-
he's once
that's
again
cool.
still the same. Basically, the head of,
He's no. He's played
he's still the head of.
Get Me Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
He's still the same journalist. Instead, this time he knows who's. Well, everybody now knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the one that gets that information out there.
That's true.
So is Spider-Man going to start selling his pictures in the next one, or
I
become
don't-
I don't think
Instagram
so.
famous?
They're
think
already ramping him up as a
they're-
villain. So
Yeah, Jonah James is supposed to be like Alex Jones type villain.
Can we talk about that end credit scene?
Which one?
The very last.
Oh, the Captain Marvel connection with Nick Fury and their aliens.
No, the one before that. The one
That's the
where
one.
he gets it's revealed that he is Peter Parker.
that's
Yeah, that's
what we
what
were
we
just
just
talking about.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Shannon didn't get enough sleep last night.
I didn't. Okay, so what was I gonna say? So okay, how are they gonna play that out in the next movie? I think what they're gonna do is he's gonna get the guy Mysterio is gonna get like discredited as fake news or something, and then people are gonna be like not sure if it's true that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he's gonna have to play it off like he's not, and that
that's
was
what
a
he's
fake
gonna ask.
story.
That's when he's going to ask for Spider-Man photos. That makes sense.
I think what's going to
Yeah.
happen, I do think this is how it's going to play out. I think Nick Fury is going to try to save his butt by saying he's not actually, like S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to come up with the,
Oh, he's gonna say that it was a shapeshifter, and he's
Or
not
he's-
really.
yeah, Peter Parker's-
that
I
makes
feel like
sense.
that's the attempt they're going to try to do
yeah, that
to
would
save
make sense.
face for Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Because I think Peter Parker still wants to he's always wanted a personal life separate from Spider-Man, even in the comics.
Yeah,
And he's gonna want that even now when his identity's out. He's gonna go to Nick Fury or he's gonna go to the Shield, and Shield is gonna say, if you become an Avenger and lead the Avengers or something like that, we'll find a way to protect your identity and fix what happened. I feel like that would make more sense for the next either Avengers movie or the next Spider-Man movie.
yeah.
Because I feel like we're not gonna get a Spider-Man 3 next. We're getting another Avengers movie next with Spider-Man in it.
I just want to skip to Spider-Man 3.
Well, I think he's gonna lead it, like Tony Stark, like Iron Man led. Like Avengers were Iron Man movies, technically, if you think about it, because not that there were other characters, it's just like Iron Man was the biggest core, and like
Something about the trailer. Now, do you remember how in the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, there was a scene where he was telling the cops that he was like they asked.
Yeah,
him
they
if
cut
he's
it
a-
out.
Yeah. So where did that go?
What did they tell him in the trailer?
It's like,
They're
so
like-
the cops are like, he saved some burglary from like 7-Eleven. Spider-Man does, and the cops are like, "Are you gonna be the next Iron Man now?" And he says, "No, I'm
too busy.
I'm gonna go on vacation." But I think that was too on the nose.
He didn't say that. He said no. I'm too
Too
busy
busy
doing
doing
your
your
job.
job.
Yeah.
But then
Oh.
before he left,
they're like,
oh, that was a bird, right? But he says, "No, like I'm going on vacation."
Yeah.
But I think the reason they took the scene out because it was when the cops are like, "Well, who's going on vacation? Who's like a teenager right now?" Oh, it's these kids. Oh, one of them is
Peter
Spider-Man.
Parker.
Oh, there's Peter Parker. He was there when Spider-Man was there. Okay, figured it out. So I think that's the reason it was cut out. Because even the guy who likes MJ, the Chinese guy who's like trying to like compete against, he was like, does nobody else think it's weird that whenever like Peter Parker just disappears and now he's got picked up by his
That's
aunt,
true.
and then MJ and like Ned have to cover for him. I think the point was, now it could go two ways. I think it could go, he wants to still keep his identity, so Shield or Nick Fury or somebody like fixes that or does something to keep it from like revealing that it's Peter Parker, or like his revelation is completely out there because everybody kind of figured it out. All the kids are kind of like, why does Peter Parker just keeps disappearing? And then like they're just moving forward, like, okay, he's Peter Parker. We're gonna go straight to college, and we're gonna skip like high school, whatever.
That'd be
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? So I don't know, but it does leave a lot open to see that this is something new, never been done in like a Spider-Man movie. None of this has ever been done.
No.
Tony Stark being the new Uncle Ben, him being an Avenger. This is all new stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's really fascinating, and I do think that Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker
Oh,
Spider-Man
yeah.
by
He is-
far.
He's great.
Because he's a kid. He's not a 30-year-old playing
I
by
know, right?
like
He's
Tobey
not-
Maguire. I'm still in high school,
I
guys.
know.
It's like 30-year-olds like, dude, you're not. You're 30.
How old is Tom Holland?
He just turned like what, 19 or 20 or 21. When he was cast, he was 17. So he was like,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So he was 16 when he was cast. They filmed it when he was 17. I think he's 19 or 20 now.
Wow.
So I think for them to now move forward out, like they've done 2 years in high school, I think that's enough. Either they're gonna be like senior year graduation, or it's gonna be freshman year college, where he's at like New York, some university in New York, like in the comics.
What are they gonna call the next one? Because they have to come up with a clever name for it that used home.
Me and George were joking, like we said at the same time, Spider-Man Home
Home
Alone.
Alone.
Yeah.
It's like Mysterio just putting traps everywhere, like in his house.
Spider-Man Home Alone, Lost in New York.
I that is interesting because like it sounds like home is kind of like, before it was Homecoming.
Spider-Man
Far
Home is
from-
where the heart is.
Spider-Man Home Sweet Home.
They're gonna run out of home.
That would be hilarious.
I think that'd be really
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
We should do like a poll on the website. Hey guys, we're gonna do a poll. What do you think
Yes.
the next Spider-Man movie title will be?
It has to have the word home in
And
it.
I'll make a deal. If you guys, I know we're doing a promo for like end of July that if whoever gives the most likes, subscribes on our YouTube channel could win a $40 AMC gift card. But if you get the title right
Yes.
in 2-3 years or whenever the new Spider-Man movie is announced, and if you get the title right, you get a $40 AMC gift card.
Wow, check out that offer, guys. Put those guesses in
And
the
they're-
bottom.
And they're probably going like, wow, that's a long time to wait. But hey, if you get it, you get
Take
it.
a guess. Take a
Yeah,
guess.
like I mean,
They're
if you,
gonna release the name of the title before.
you think so?
Yeah, it won't be that long.
It has to be like before the title is real. You gotta get it. Like, don't say it to me like after like the teaser comes out.
There's dates.
That's
on
what
these
it's called.
comments,
Like
okay?
that's not how you win. Like you have to guess it before the title or the production or the trailer is revealed. But that'd be kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see what the third one would be. I'm still going with Home Alone, Spider-Man Home Alone, because I just think that's hilarious. It doesn't make any
That
sense.
was so
Spider-Man
funny.
Home Sweet Home.
What about you?
I don't know. I think the Home Alone was pretty.
You like that one too? Okay. Yeah. So I think that'd be fun. Anyways, yeah. Like I think I give Captain Marvel. I'd give it a rent. Not even. Well, it's rentable
Watch
now.
it for free on Netflix.
It's
or
not.
something, if
It's
you're gonna
it's
watch
really
it.
not needed to watch Endgame. Yeah, Endgame. See it in theaters. Buy it on Blu-ray. Watch it again. Endgame is amazing. Probably one of the best movies ever made.
Yep.
You guys rating? Endgame.
Endgame, amazing.
It was good.
All right, Spider-Man: Far From Home. It's not as good as Endgame, but I
What?
liked it.
No, Spider-Man Far From Home was better than Endgame. I liked it.
That's
better
you.
than Endgame.
No, can't do it.
If you're a
No.
Spider-Man fan, go see it in theaters now.
I'd say see it in theaters. I'll give you
See
that
it in
much.
theaters,
Because it was
yeah.
the effects
Yeah.
are.
The effects
I
were
would probably
mind-blowing.
maybe watch that even 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say I would watch Endgame and Captain Marvel again, but I don't think I'd ever watch Captain Marvel again or Endgame and Spider-Man again.
I'll never watch Captain Marvel.
It was good, but it was like okay, it's like Captain America 1 or Thor 1. It's not really a movie you want to sit through and watch again. What do you think on that?
Yeah, it was. There were parts that were kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
All right, I'm taking a break. I'm just getting water. George, you tell us about Midsomer. I'm just getting water.
Ooh, Midsummer. So
So does this have anything to do with Midsummer's Night's Dream? The Shakespeare play? Nope, never mind.
No.
Keep going.
no, this is So basically, the plot of the movie is based off this group of friends. Like, okay, so this girl. Wow, hang on. Let me get this
George,
straight.
what is the movie about?
So the movie is about this girl who ends up like she just recently went through a tragedy
Okay.
with her family. Her I think her sister's bipolar or something
Okay.
ends up carbon monoxide poisoning her and her parents. The sister poisons herself and her parents. Okay, while they're sleeping.
Jesus.
They all. So basically, the movie starts off pretty sad. Okay, this is I'd have to say, starting off with this review, it's a twisted movie. If you really are into horror movies that are really twisted, then this is for you. If not, probably don't watch it.
So I'm gonna skip it for sure.
Have you seen Mother?
No, I don't think I have.
I heard that was good though. It was creepy.
I didn't like it.
Have you ever
very
seen-
creepy and
Okay.
twisted.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for it, but I never watched it. Have you seen
Black
what
Swan?
was that? No. I
I
was
hated that
thinking.
movie.
I loved Black Swan.
Really?
I just it's
Loved
so
Black Swan. It was great.
just weird.
Have either of you
Too
guys
weird
seen,
for me.
Have either of you guys seen A Cure for Wellness?
Yeah.
Oh no. I haven't
Okay.
seen that one.
There were some similarities I thought
I was
in
bored in
this
that
one
movie.
to A Cure for Wellness. Well, there were definitely some boring scenes in this movie too.
Oh really?
But one thing I did like about it was the fact that like they kept you guessing like, is everybody high or is this real? Like,
Oh,
Like-
interesting.
because they did have where people were taking trips too, as all this horror is playing out. So you're like, whoa, was that for real?
Love surrealism. There's a few episodes of House that are like that. Really good stuff.
Really?
Mhm.
I'll have to check it out. But yeah, so basically, she gets invited with this group of college friends to go to this trip to a community in Sweden where they're having this once every 90-year celebration or whatever. And the guy who's taking them there, he's one of the college friends. He's explaining that lots of stuff is theatrical and like there's a lot of just tradition to it. So they end up finding out that
Are you doing a non-spoiler or a spoiler review right
Oh.
now?
this is spoiler.
Did you say that before you?
Yikes. Okay, this
Apparently-
entire thing is
It's in
spoiler.
the timestamps.
Yes,
I'll
it'll all be
add it.
spoiler.
I just wanted to know for my own sake.
Okay. So actually, well, I mean,
I don't care. I'm not going to see this movie.
Okay.
I have zero interest in this movie.
So yeah, we'll just keep
She
it
might
fast
see
and do
it, but
spoiler.
I don't know.
You can spoil it.
So they all arrive there, right? And that's when it all starts happening, right? They arrive. They're not quite into the community yet. They still have to take a walk, but like some of the guys start smoking weed. She takes some mushroom tea. And things get wild. Yes. so
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't really either. But it was like a softer alternative to smoking.
Okay.
So anyway, so yeah, they're all taking weird trips. She's freaking out, and then they go into this community.
So is it like a cult?
Yeah, it's basically a cult. So
Like a Kool-Aid
even-
drinking hippie?
Oh, it's weirder than that.
Really?
Yes, it's very different. And they also had this one of the traditions in it was that like once you reach the age of 70, that was it. That was it.
They kill
would-
you?
No, you kill yourself. So it was.
How do you
was
kill yourself?
Really by jumping off a cliff, literally. It was pretty graphic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Why is this entertaining?
it was
Just curious. I
It was-
haven't seen
it
it.
was,
I just have questions.
it made you think a lot about like cultural differences for sure.
Okay.
In this film,
Okay.
'Cause
So there's like metaphors to society.
to a certain extent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there was also some comedy. I mean, there were some there were some things in there. It might have been pretty twisted, but they were comical.
Okay. Well, here's my question then.
Right.
What is the main? What are they trying to achieve? What's the plot?
The plot is essentially that everybody except for this one girl who had gone through this tragedy,
Okay.
she ends up winning this one competition that they have and becomes the I don't know, like the summer maiden or queen of the I don't remember what it was
Okay.
exactly, but basically, like queen of spring sort of thing.
Okay.
And basically at that point she's like they have this tradition where they go and they sacrifice these I don't know, visitors, I guess.
So is it like
It
a
was
virgin killing or something like that?
not quite. It was more so like they were gonna sacrifice like 5, like part of their tradition was they had this like
In the society or
tabernacle
like
kind of
cult or
thing.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah. It was a building and they would set it on fire, but they had to have
5 people in it.
in it. It was either 5 or 6. And so basically,
Are these the kids who are trying to basically put in there?
it was the college students,
The ones
actually.
that started. Okay.
Yeah, who throughout certain parts of it, they end up getting killed off one by one by making
So it's like a
some
scary
weird
movie. I get it.
mistakes.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Making those dumb mistakes that every horror movie does, where they do something
exactly, their
stupid
curiosity takes things too
far.
and
Okay.
basically the community deems them needing to be gotten rid of. So
Wow.
they do that, and yeah, it's rather interesting.
So okay,
Good
so
horror movie.
so it starts with these kids. They get in this weird cult, and they're basically trying to get killed, but they have to escape.
It wasn't
In a nutshell, not like
so much like that.
okay,
Like they're trying to escape. Like at first, some of them actually try to escape. Okay.
yeah,
And they get killed trying to escape.
Okay.
And then the rest of them, they weren't even trying to escape. They just were making mistakes. One of them, he relieved himself on the ancestral tree. And,
What?
yes. So
Like, how do you
they,
die from that? Oh, they
well,
just killed him while he was
They
relieving himself.
No, they let him know that he did something wrong first, but then he just like gets led away by this one girl and disappears.
That's that.
And that's that. But then later on, they skin his face to go and basically get another one of the guys who he asked for permission to take pictures of their sacred scripts, and one of the other guys was like, "No, absolutely not." So then he wakes up in the middle of the night and he goes to go take pictures, like every horror movie.
He got caught and they killed him.
He got caught. At first, he thought it was his one friend. It just so happened they just skinned his friend's face and the one that had gone on the ancestral tree. And so basically,
I don't do horror, so I'm just listening. I would never see this movie.
He was on it too. So by the end of it, it's just this girl and her boyfriend. And her boyfriend ends up finding out that they killed everybody else. But at the same time, he's high. So it was like really weird. Like you couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't.
Okay.
Like she's like literally she's breathing and she has like this wreath on her head.
Okay.
And one of the flowers is like opening and closing like with her lungs. Which is like
that's
so
trippy.
It is very trippy. It's a very trippy movie. Which kind of it makes it interesting for sure. But
okay, you're just giving details. What did you like or dislike about this movie?
I don't know. I guess some of the comedy.
Without going into detail, just like
I don't want to go into the detail of it.
Yeah.
There was one scene that was extremely comical. If you watch the movie, I'm sure you'll find out which one it is.
Okay.
Because it's just comical. Like I can't explain it.
It's funny.
But it's funny.
Okay.
Yes, it's very funny. Something I did realize, this is where I think it ties in somewhat with A Cure to Wellness, is that the ending seemed very similar. Like
really,
she is watching her boyfriend being burned alive, paralyzed, inside this building, right? And then like at first she's just kind of like this, and then she just like smiles, and like into a beaming smile. Now that ties into A Cure to Wellness, I think, because at the end of that film, they're biking away from this resort or castle or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and at first, the main character, he just has like a straight face, and then he starts to get like this great big smile, and then that's just the end of the film. So they end very similarly.
Was it made by the same director, producer?
I'm wondering. I didn't get a chance to look that up. I meant to look that up before the review. But
so would you recommend it?
No, I wouldn't recommend it. Not unless you're like seriously into horror films. If you're seriously into horror films, then this is probably going to be amusing for you.
Is it scary or is it more
it's
just a trip?
Psychological trippy.
It was
psychological
trippy. It was like this one was kind of unique in the fact that it seemed like it was almost like it was kind of like a, I wouldn't say drama mixed with horror, but it was I'm trying to think of, it was almost like an indie film. It was like an indie film mixed with horror, which made that very unique.
Yeah.
Because you don't see a lot like that, I don't think. But yeah, that was about it for Midsomer.
Okay. Well, that all sounds interesting, but I have no idea what you were talking about. I tried to catch up, but I feel like it's one of those movies like Black Swan, and like you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
To really And even then, you still don't know what the heck is going on. So
like Spotless Mind or
yeah,
you can't
it's
explain it. You got to see it.
I don't think I'm gonna see. I don't think it even remotely piques my interest. Even though some of you guys, at least one of us saw it, so I'm sure you're happy. But like, I not. That's not the type of.
I like surrealism. I
You
might
do.
check it out.
So you might check it
I
out.
might check
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah. So would you say don't go see it? See it on DVD. Go see it in theaters.
Let's put it this way. It didn't seem to have like booming effects that would really make it stand out in theaters. But if you want to notice the detail, you probably want to go to the theater to watch it.
Okay.
Now, I do have to admit, the gory scenes weren't as gory as I kind of
Thought they were gonna be.
They didn't seem quite as real as I would have expected.
Okay.
There was a certain amount of it was bloody. It was good, but
I got enough blood in what was happening.
Yeah, but it just some of the physics of some of the things, especially like after they jump off the cliff, that seems to just not that great.
Oh. Cheers. Well, all right. So not really a recommendation by George. It's an interesting concept. You guys might like it, but it sounds like you would say save your money and
I would say maybe you watch it on the big screen sometime if you get the time. If horror is really your thing. If horror is
only
not your
if
thing,
horror is your
only
thing.
if horror is your thing.
Okay.
This
It's not
movie,
like It or A Quiet Place. You need to go out, even if you don't like horror.
No, this
It's not something you're-
one's
Okay.
yeah, this one is a very hard R rating.
Did you like it?
I thought it was comical.
So you don't even know if you liked it or not.
I wouldn't
funny
say
horror
that I.
Yeah.
Like it.
It is hilarious, but it was
Sort of,
also
yeah, I would have
horror.
to say it was sort of like that in a way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they added some funny things to it that probably weren't necessarily in the original like
Movie. Okay.
writing for it.
Okay.
Like the original script, I don't know if these things would have really been in it originally, but
Okay.
I feel like probably the director took some liberties and added some comical scenes. So
All right. Give your rating. Say maybe if you really love horror,
yeah,
check it
maybe if
out,
you
but
really love it.
skip it over the
But-
overall. You'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you're into twisted movies. If you're into twisted movies, it's a good one for you. But
Okay, we're gonna move on to yesterday. Do a 2 to 5 minute quick review, non-spoiler, because me and Shannon
Non-spoiler.
want to see it.
Okay.
Shannon,
So
we wanna hear
yesterday,
your intake. Yeah, no plot points. Just what did you feel while watching
what did I
it?
feel?
Did you?
I felt like it was a really good representation.
Are the
of,
characters good?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you got Ed Sheeran in that film. How
I
could they
actually
not
didn't
be
know
good?
that. I don't.
So
I don't
Ed
know
Sheeran
that.
is.
I
in
didn't even
this
know
film.
he was in there.
No.
He's. I'm pretty sure he's in the trailer too.
Okay.
So if you watch the trailer, you'll see Ed Sheeran, I think. But yeah, so this film to me, like, it was a very good representation of
No spoilers.
no spoilers of what it would be like to be like a up and coming like
Musician.
yeah,
Okay.
one where you've tried for years and then all of a sudden, boom, you just make it big and you just keep making it big, and just
But
how
that
miserable that is.
Okay.
I'd have
Wow.
to say. Like how I feel like Ed Sheeran had a lot to do with this film.
Okay.
In that regard, showing just kind of like how you're not always doing what you really wanted to do as a musician.
You're doing what the corporate
Yeah.
record label
Exactly.
or okay.
Oh, that makes so much more sense why
Exactly.
they're doing Beatles music and everybody forgot who the Beatles were. Okay, I get it now. Interesting.
I don't.
How was the music in the film? Was it covers?
The music, it was they had some covers. They did have.
I heard
pretty
Let It Be
sure
was taken out, or was it in? I had something about Let It Be.
there was Let It Be in there.
Is there? Okay, that's what I thought. Like they had a big.
I
People
don't
have been
know.
talking about Let It Be for some reason.
Did you hear they weren't gonna let it be in the movie?
Ah! That was pretty
That
good.
is a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, this is non-spoiler. So they had a couple remakes of some of the songs as well, like the covers. Like they had this really isn't a spoiler, but they had
He's coming up with the Beatles songs that
Yeah.
everybody forgot,
exactly,
and
they
he's
had
and he remembered them.
Help was one of them, and I
Okay.
really like the way he did Help. Yeah.
I'm not just.
But like he does almost like a hard rock style, which I think
That's interesting.
is really cool because
Okay.
it seems to fit much better with the song. And somebody's gonna call me out for this, but then the Beatles did.
Okay.
So
Well, rock wasn't invented yet when they were
well,
around.
they were
so
rock.
They
They basically
pop rock.
were rock at
Yeah.
the time. So yeah,
Beatles weren't rock. I would say pop rock. More like
it was very
it's like
soft rock.
Jonas Brothers or like NSYNC.
Jonas Brothers.
They're the
No,
one
not
of the
quite.
first boy bands.
They're the first boy band.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they legitimately were the first boy band.
Yeah.
Good point.
Where, yeah. All right, so you would say definitely worth
Oh
seeing
yeah, it's definitely worth seeing.
in theaters or on DVD.
Well, you can't beat the theater sound, so I would
True.
probably watch it in theaters.
I don't think you understand how good my sound system is.
Well,
There's a reason we watch Infinity
That's
War.
true.
I'm just saying.
We watch
if you-
Infinity War with
if
full
you wanna hear
surround
the
sound.
bass.
It was like being in a theater.
Yeah, like I spent a lot of money on that TV.
Believe it.
Not to talk about my sound system, but I love movies.
But it's a cool sound
But
system.
I have a 4K HDR great sound system. All right, enough of that. Anyways, you say go check it out in theaters.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it
really
funny?
good.
Was it romantic? Was
Yeah,
there,
there was some romance. There was
twists and turns? Some interesting things.
there are some interesting twists in there.
Okay.
Okay, so
I still want
check
to
it out
see
for
it.
that.
I heard he's
there are some-
Pakistani. I'm Pakistani, so I did not know that.
Hey.
Not that that's the only reason. It's like white people. Oh, he's white. I'm white. Let's go. I just think it's cool. I mean, we're getting more representation for the first time than we've ever had in all of Hollywood. So I'll take it. But yeah, you say high recommendation.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Pakistani, let's talk about Stuber with Camille and Drax. What's the actor's name who plays Drax?
I don't remember.
Oh my
his name.
gosh,
You guys have talked about this movie so much that I have to go see it.
it's hilarious.
It is so funny.
How many times have you seen it now?
Probably
I've
I've
seen
seen
it
it once.
twice
He wanted to see it again.
Yeah.
I don't usually watch movies twice, not this fast at least. So
So
it
what?
was. I was almost gonna watch it the third time. I didn't have
Dave
time yet.
Bautista, and Camille Nanjiani are the two actors. I forgot their names. Dave Bautista plays Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy Avengers movies, and Camille Nanjiani is from The Big Sick. One of my favorite movies, actually, is The Big Sick.
And he was the voice of the little gang.
Yeah, but that's nothing. He had a big role in this movie.
That's true.
So this is how I rate. So me and George got to see it, and this is how I rate comedies. You don't make me chuckle, don't make me smile, make me laugh out loud. That's the level of like comedy I want when I go see something like this. And I was gonna support this movie anyway because, like I said, like this guy is Pakistani, and we're finally getting represented in Hollywood. So it's just really cool to watch. Like I know a lot of Black children and African Americans went to go see Black Panther because it was like the first superhero of African American who's also African. It was just like a big deal, and like you should. It's being represented. Went to go see Aladdin 3 times for a reason. By the way, Aladdin is still my favorite movie so far this summer. Nothing's beaten it.
And it's
Not
still in
even
theaters.
Endgame, and it's still in theaters, but not even Endgame. And I loved Endgame. Still, I think Aladdin for me is number 1 this summer. But Stuber, like, oh my gosh, like I would say, I laughed out loud half that movie.
Yeah,
Non-spoilers. It is. They have such good chemistry.
they do.
Dave
They do.
Bautista and Gamal, and they bring such an interesting dynamic to their characters. He plays a like Uber driver who works full time at like this Best Buy place who hates his job and hates his boss, but he's working part time as an Uber driver to give money to this girl he really likes who wants to open a business with her and hope that she likes him back. And like you get Dave Bautista, who's like a cop who's lost his partner, and he wants revenge against these really bad people, and like he's blind, so he has LASIK surgery. So this is Dave Bautista plays a guy who has LASIK surgery. They find out who the kingpin is, who killed his partner, but he's blind, so he gets a Stuber guy to go along with him on these like crime scenes and like trying to find the bad guy because he can't see.
Oh, so it's a crime fighting movie?
It's like a buddy cop
It's action
comedy. Because he's a Uber driver. He's not a cop.
I was gonna say romance, but not really. You know,
Yeah.
they bring up some romantic points.
But
about
like
it.
they, like he likes the girl that he's
That's
working
true.
Uber for, but she doesn't really care about it or respects him. Like
Yeah.
even though he's
She
giving
doesn't feel
her,
the same way about him.
yeah,
That's-
and
that's
he's
the
like
best way.
he's trying to get her to like him back, but she's just kind of using him, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, like not on purpose because he's infatuated by her. He's not really seeing like, okay, she doesn't like me. I'm just doing things for her as a friend, and she just sees me as a friend only. Like the friends, he's in the friend zone, and
Definitely.
he's not getting out of the friend zone,
No.
and he's not understanding that. So there's like this weird character development that happens with him, and him like trying to like, they have some interesting. It's funny, like basically. The weird scenarios they get put in are just
They are
hilarious.
so comical.
Not in spoilers because I think you guys should go
really
see it.
good comedy.
I would say it's worth seeing in theaters. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I side with you and me and our buddy Sean came with us too, and there were just some scenes that were just laugh out loud funny. I cannot imagine somebody not laughing during this movie because like you're either deaf or you're not understanding how funny they are. Like they are
really
funny.
comical.
So for me, it's like go check it out in theaters. What would you rate?
I would say 5-star rating. Insider joke. You'll know after the movie. So yeah, I would. I
thought it was
say
4. Is it 5? Oh yeah, it is 5.
5-star rating.
5-star rating.
So
right.
I would definitely watch this in theaters. I've already seen it twice in theaters,
and you'll watch it again.
and I will. So
I'd say I'd watch it again too.
Yeah,
I would recommend it. So Shannon.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to go see it.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for the sequel, Stuber Eats.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So like high recommendation. Check it out in theaters. Definitely worth watching. Same thing for you. Let's move on to Stranger Things.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Season 3. Oh my gosh. Okay.
The amount of emails and like people asking us to review this. First of all, let's talk about Stranger Things. What a great series.
What a great series. Oh my gosh.
These kids are so talented, but also the chemistry between these kids is skyrocket level. It puts E.T. and like and all these other movies to shame. Like that's like the fact that we have something like Stranger Things as a TV show that's as the level
amazing
of a movie.
I don't want to hear any TV shows or movies ever in the future make excuses about their child actors. You can have great child actors, and Stranger Things is proof.
Well, Steven Spielberg had great kid actors.
He did.
He's the one who took kid actors seriously, and they weren't just nuances in the background. But this, I mean, you're getting kids who are
top level.
Not just that, but they're what they're asking to do in this series, the level of horror, the level of emotion, the level of intelligence and conversations, and how to see kids fight between each other and bicker about really dumb things about girls and games, and just like how you get jealous of your other friend because he liked the same girl as you. Like there's really high concept level storytelling here, and that's not even just talking about the horror elements. And I love the cop. Who's the cop? Who's the actor?
Hopper. I don't know who the actor is, but
I forgot. Yeah,
he's good.
Winona Ryder is
amazing.
And I think I love both seasons. The second season wasn't as good in my opinion.
But this third one just brought it right back around.
Well, no, for me, third season blew the first 2 seasons out of the water.
Best season, yeah, it was incredible.
Like the first 2 seasons, and the first 2 seasons are
good,
still good, but the first one being great. This season is
next level,
amazing.
Oh yeah.
I liked the communist threat idea. How the electric company is not the ones who's creating these monsters, and like this whole, it's the communists in the 80s who are continuing the same project, and they're hiding under this small town in America. The Red are invading. It's so 80s.
And my new favorite character, Erica. You can't spell America without Erica.
Mine is actually Uma Thurman's daughter. I thought she was awesome.
She was good.
I was like looking at her and like, she looks really familiar. Robin, she's Uma Thurman's and Ethan Hawke's daughter.
I know, and she knocked it out of the park.
She's a good actress, but I'm like, did you just get it because your parents are famous? Probably.
But she was still she
was good.
She was good.
I'm not against her. Like she did a pretty good job. I think my
Steve? What's his name?
The hair guy.
Steve.
He's so good in this movie.
So good.
To see his character go where it has gone, it's very interesting.
Oh yeah, I like when Robin's like, "So how many child friends do you have?"
What was the line from Erica? It's like child endangerment plan going through. It's like, stop calling it.
Project Child Endangerment beginning. Erica was hilarious.
I'm shocked you haven't seen this because it's so good.
Yes, get on
I'll
it,
watch
George.
it soon.
Yeah, like Project Child in Danger.
Oh man.
Erica was really good. It's like I'll try another flavor of ice cream. It's like you're just trying to like you're not gonna get another taste.
And then she's like, my favorite thing about capitalism is that anyone who has a skill can barter for it, and this sounds like it's gonna be worth a whole lot of ice cream.
How good was the never-ending song when he finally got connected to his girlfriend? It's like I want to hear you, Stuber Bear, or whatever you called him.
She's like Susie Poo.
Susie Poo.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's.
Watch
sorry.
Stranger Things 3.
I like the first 2 seasons. I binge watched this. It actually Stranger Things season 3 broke Netflix record for the most watched TV show like in history.
In the middle of beautiful July.
Not just that, but like there's been many shows and they've been rewatched. It already broke all those records. It's the most watched. Season 3 is the most watched, and I can see why. It's just really good. It's like if I had to choose between seeing Lion King or like an Avengers movie or stay home and binge watch Stranger Things, I would actually binge watch Stranger Things than going to see Endgame or Far From Home the first time. That's how good this series is. I would say the kid actors are amazing. They've gotten so much better.
My gosh, so
11
good.
is just
blew me away.
Well, she's blown me away from the first season.
Oh yeah. I'm
so glad they took that stupid plot line for the second season with kids with special abilities, and it was so stupid.
So dumb.
And they're like, okay, we're sorry we did that. That's not gonna. We're just gonna forget about it.
That, yeah.
And I love the stepfather stepdaughter relationship with Mike and her.
Yeah.
3 inches.
3 inches.
So like, there's a plot line in Stranger Things where like these kids who've liked each other.
They're like 12.
They're like 12. They're like 14, 15 now.
No, yeah, okay.
So they're teenagers. They were 12, but they're not teenagers. And they started dating. And 11 is living with this cop who's their stepfather now, and he's like Mike's been like coming over a lot. And all they do is listen to music and make out the whole time. So you see him kind of like lean his chair back and peek through the door to make sure nothing like too far is going on. And he keeps catching them going the doors closed or like cracked open, and they're like making out too much or like going a little too far. And he's like, hey, tore open 3 inches. It is so good. But anyways, the kids are great. All of that is great. Let's talk about the plot. I loved what they did. The monster they've been teasing for 2 seasons, this horrifying thing that possesses Will, is out in the world. And it's like the communists opened the door and they let it in. And now I think its plan is to basically take over the world.
Never trust a communist.
I don't think I would have. But yes, this movie has given me more And let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger's cameo. Because let's be honest.
What?
Yeah.
He's basically Terminator. Anyone who watched it will get what I'm trying to say. But there's a communist assassin. He's basically Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was so great.
But he's great. He's great. I loved the guy's like Slurpee 7-Eleven. He speaks Russian.
Oh yeah.
I won't spoil the ending because I know some of you guys haven't seen it, but like he's a cool character. I liked what they did with him, I liked what they did with the father's cop storyline at the end and where that goes. Like I was shocked by that ending. Without spoilers,
that was a hard scene to watch. That was a hard episode to watch.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see how they progress that story with the next season.
I have some theories, but we will not do any spoilers on this one.
Because I know people are still catching up, but I think emotionally this is the best season. These kids are so high above characters.
Oh yeah.
These kids are such phenomenal actors. It's been awesome to watch them grow up and be part of that journey in this 3rd season. Because it came out 3-4 years ago, the first season. And and we skipped a whole year just to get to this season. So everybody was really excited to see where it goes. I say if you had to skip Lion King, Far From Home, I highly recommend this show.
Go watch Stranger Things 3.
And if you've never seen it, watch all 3 because I don't think you could stop.
No, you can't. You can't stop once you start.
I liked what they did with Steven. Oh my gosh, let's talk about Billy. Man, oh man.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's this bully kid and he gets possessed and all the moms like now he's an 18-year-old and all the moms at the pool are
Oh yeah.
like hitting on him and they want her to talk to him and he's like this suave. He's a bully, but he's like
the moms like him.
he's a
He's a
good looking
hot
guy.
bully.
He's a Power Ranger. He was the Red Power Ranger.
Okay, that scene, not a spoiler, that scene where they do some surrealism with Billy when he's
Yeah.
younger.
What a
really,
scene.
Really fantastic.
Where Al had to
stuff.
go through his history and like realize
Yes.
why he's a bully. Very good stuff. I liked his ending too. I think they gave him a really great, phenomenal arc and ending to his character in this
Mhm.
season. And the mall scenes are so good. Back to the Future,
Back to the
Land
Future
of the
with
Dead.
Yes.
Sorry, George.
There's a scene where the kids all go to the movies and
They're referencing all the 80s, Return of the Jedi.
they're distracted by the whole plot of the show.
Back to
But
the
in the
Future.
background, Back to the Future is playing.
And they walk
And
in,
oh,
yeah.
it's so great.
And they're like, they walk into Back to the Future, but they walk in like the very end or the middle part. They're like, I think the mom is trying to sleep with her
I
son.
think Michael P. Keaton is trying to sleep with his mom.
Because like he goes back in time and the mom doesn't know because she's a teenager. If you see Back to the Future, you know everybody knows the famous scene. And the mom thinks, yeah. Anyways, like they're stoned basically.
Yeah, the
So they're like,
communists give them some drugs and they don't
yeah,
understand what's
and
going
going
on.
on, right.
Hilarious.
It was a
so
really
funny.
play in the movie. I don't know. They did really fun things.
And Max was great in this movie. She becomes friend to 11. I love Max. I want to hang out with her and be friends with her.
She was cool because she was barely in the second season.
Yeah, she was just a new kid.
She was there and then she kind of liked him, but like with the kids, but she wasn't really a friend.
Yeah.
In this one, she has like a bigger part, and
There were so many characters in this movie, or this show. There's like 14 main characters.
It all works.
And it all works.
It's like Endgame or Infinity War.
Uh-huh.
Like it all works somehow. You're like,
works.
why is this working? We don't know. It just is. Somebody's just really good at storytelling. Yeah. I 10 out of 10. Probably the best Netflix series. Period.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will touch Stranger Things.
No.
Even if Netflix goes down, when people like Blockbuster, right? Like Captain Marvel reference right there. Blockbuster. Even if Netflix 5, 10, 20 years from now just goes under, like Netflix will be known, I think, for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
For changing the game when it comes to TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like Game of Thrones did for HBO. I don't know if you ever saw that, but
I've heard about it.
yeah. I would say that this is probably the season that if you didn't like Stranger Things, even if you didn't love Stranger Things, this is the season that's going to make you love Stranger Things.
Yeah, it will. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know anybody that didn't like Stranger Things, so it's hard to say. But for me, like, I've always liked it. I've always enjoyed the story and the characters and the horror elements and the monster and Elle being a superhero, basically, and what they've done with that. And, like, it just, the world building is just top-notch level that I don't think anybody is ever going to touch. What are they called? The Duffer Brothers? I can't remember.
Yeah, the Duffer Brother. I think that's what it is.
Their story, even if they stop making Stranger Things, I think they have a long career ahead of them, even in Hollywood, because how talented and how good they are at telling just these stories, you know? And I think if they continue to write and direct, I think it'll be great. George, do you think you'll watch it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. For sure.
Sweet. Yeah, I think we have to start closing up soon. I think we basically hit everything, right? Oh my gosh, we did 7 reviews. Holy moly.
Do you have any quick movie news or anything like that?
Thor 4 has been announced, which is really exciting because I think Taika Waititi, I can't say his name. He's a New Zealand director. If you've hated the first 2 Thor movies, like everybody else, not hated but didn't as like, watch Thor Ragnarok. The third Thor movie is probably better than some of the Avengers movies, I would say. It's just so good. And I'm so glad he's back, and I'm so glad we're getting a 4th Thor. And it's finally been announced, and it's going into production. It broke the internet. I'm excited. George, are you excited for Thor 4? What did you say?
Yeah, I mean,
Shannon, we'll have Shannon watch it. I think you'll really enjoy Thor 3 when you watch it. It's really, it's hilarious. You laugh the whole movie. You're just laughing. That's all you do.
All right. I believe
very good comedy.
Very good comedy. Very good comedy.
All right.
And then what else in the news? Lion King. I know you guys emailed me like, how could this be possible? Look, Lion King is getting bad ratings because they didn't do anything different. It's literally the same exact, like it's not Aladdin
But
where
the
you
first one's perfect. How do you change it?
you don't.
Yeah.
You just update it. And I'm okay with that because I don't
I know.
want them to change it. So I know I'm gonna love it. I just want to see my 1993 Lion King movie,
word for word,
music for music, exactly the same.
come to life.
Give me the same movie come to life with photography.
That's all I want, and
they did it. So
I think the once it comes out, I think the critical scores will be low, but the audience scores will be high.
Just like Aladdin.
It has Beyonce in it.
I don't like Beyonce, but okay.
Everybody else likes Beyonce.
Everybody and their mother likes Beyonce.
I don't. Everybody else likes Beyonce, so I think it's gonna get high scores just from that.
She's not even half the movie.
She's doing some of the music.
No, I know. Okay, well, that's true. I'm excited because I love Lion King. Every movie that people like critics critics didn't really like Aladdin, and I didn't get it because it was so entertaining.
And audiences loved it.
And audience loved it. They went back inside over and over again.
These snobby critics.
And I think I think that's exactly what's gonna happen with Lion King. Unless I'm wrong, for some reason I don't like this movie. I doubt it highly that I will not like this movie. I really think nostalgia and like these characters are people just want nostalgia at this point.
How can you not have fun listening to all the Lion King songs with
Yeah,
real lions that look real?
I think critics are just mad they have to watch another movie again. That's the same exact movie with better effects because they're critics. So I guess that's their reason. I'm a critic too. We're doing it, but I don't have a problem with that. Actually, when they announced The Lion King, I actually said in my head when they announced it, please don't change anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I said, please
keep it. Perfect movie. Leave it how it is.
Have you seen Jungle Book?
Yeah, it was great.
You know the stampede scene? Did you see Jungle Book?
I did. Yeah.
There's a stampede scene where the Indian boy, I forgot his name now. Mowgli is like running from the stampede and there's mud and rain. Mm-hmm. And I saw that. I remember watching that scene. I'm like, how amazing would that? Like before they even announced it, it's like that stampede scene reminded me of Lion King. And I was like, that stampede scene from the Lion King after Mufasa gets, killed again. Yeah, we're gonna watch him die again. If you haven't seen Lion King, spoilers. Mufasa dies. It's the same movie.
Had 25 years to watch it. So.
Yeah, you're late to the party. You're not watching it now, or you are. Then you're getting spoiled. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's the same movie. I'm sorry. Everybody's seen Lion King. It's like Star Wars. Everybody's seen it. But like I was watching that stampede scene from the Jungle Book and thinking, wow, they could really do that with the Lion King.
I'm 100% positive they made Jungle Book to practice their animals so that they could make
100%. Yeah, it's the same actor, same writers of Jungle Book who are doing Lion King, which sells me because the Jungle Book
was great.
Was my favorite live action movie. Well, now Aladdin is, but before that it was Jungle Book. I would they're probably tied still. I haven't seen Jungle Book in a while. I'm sure it just stays. I think Jungle Book still stays pretty high if I saw it again.
All right, guys. So the timestamps will be down in the description later on tomorrow. And make sure you go visit us on our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter, and all of that good stuff.
And before that, we're seeing Lion King tomorrow. We're going to do a 2 to 5 minute review right when we're seeing it tomorrow together. And then we're going to walk out and we're going to do a 2-minute review. Pre-review. Like a quick, what our thoughts were. We'll do a non-spoiler review if, maybe, I don't know. We'll do a more detailed review, I guess, next week. And then we'll see a couple more. What else is coming on that we wanted to see? I forgot already. Besides Lion King.
There's that other, there's another comedy.
I want to see that James Bond movie.
Something about self-defense.
I don't think it's out yet, though.
I think.
You said something. Well,
Art of Self-Defense, I think, is the name of it.
Art of Self-Defense.
Oh, I want to see Dora.
That's August, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
coming up soon. 3rd,
yeah. I'm not gonna see it, but you can. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah. So next week, or actually this week, we have.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood comes out next week, not this week.
July 26th.
That's gonna be in Hollywood. Yeah.
That's gonna be a big review for us.
Review,
Quentin Tarantino's ninth movie.
Oh yeah.
Big movie.
So visit our Patreon if you guys can throw a couple bucks our way. That's the only way we can continue to do these movie reviews. So the link will be down in the description. Throw us a few bucks if you can.
End of July, we're doing a $40 gift card. Like, comment, The more comments, the more likes, the more subscriptions, or you subscribe once. But if you do that,
tag a friend, you get entered twice, right?
Yeah, you can. The more likes and more comments you make, the more chances you get of winning. So comment at every video. I don't know. Comment more. It doesn't matter. More chances to win.
And let us know what you think Spider-Man 3 is going to be named.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Home Sweet Home, baby. Spider-Man Home Alone. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's our show. Thanks for keeping up with us. Sorry we were here for 2 weeks, but timestamps, like Shannon said, will be in the bottom, so you can check out all our reviews, and they will, you can skip the ones you want to skip. So yeah, have a great week, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Lion King review when we get out of the theater. Bye.
See ya.
Web.